Hello. So the last time you saw me was 4th of July. What's been happening since then? My month of July hasn't been the best at all. The weekend after 4th of July, July 7th, I want to say, I don't know. The weekend after July, I rented my motorcycle. Oh, well, yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Hold on 1 second. I rented my first motorcycle. I got my motorcycle license a year ago. It was probably one of the best times of my life getting my motorcycle license. I recommend it to everyone, by the way, because it's an exhilarating feeling that everyone should have at least once in their life, riding a motorcycle. So I rented, the plan was to rent my first motorcycle, have it for that weekend, make an epic montage of me riding the bike. You know, I wasn't gonna sleep for 2 days. That was the plan. I wasn't gonna sleep for 2 days, make 1 or 2 amazing motorcycle videos, and just enjoy life. Well, I had my best buddy with me, and we went to the motorcycle renting place to rent a motorcycle. So when I got my motorcycle license, I practiced on, let's say, like I don't remember exactly what type of bike it was, but you know, it was a Harley. It was probably like a 300cc bike, you know, something easy to ride on, something easy for beginners. And my initial idea for renting a motorcycle was to hop on a 250 and practice my way up again. You know, I had it all thought out. I was gonna be so smart about it. I had this shit in the bag, you know. I was like, yep, we are gonna hop on a 250. Although it's, you know, about like an hour drive away to hop on this 250. We're gonna hop on this 250 and life will be great, you know. Get back to my basics and everything is gonna go smoothly. So I'm on this website called Eagle Rider, and I am trying to figure out when is the appropriate time to rent this bike and which bike I'm trying to rent. So the plan was, the original plan was to hop on this 250 and ride back to my hometown. And the only way to get to my hometown was over a highway, a really bad highway. And I did not feel comfortable riding, for the first time in a long time, this 250 on a highway with other mass vehicles. You know, I live in Massachusetts. You know, everyone, if you live in Massachusetts, you know that some people don't know how to drive, and some people are referred to as massholes when they drive. You know, it's so bad that I always say, when something is falling out of the sky, people don't know how to drive. That's how bad it is, and that's how bad it can be. So, you know, weeks are going by. I'm thinking to myself, all right, let's rent this motorcycle. The motorcycle that I wanted to ride for the duration of my renting period, no matter how long that would be, was a Harley Davidson, and it's called a Sportster 883. The numbers in the title of the bike represent how many cc's this bike has. So this is almost a liter bike, and liter bikes are referred to bikes that have 1,000 cc's or more. You know, they're the alpha of the motorcycles. You know, they have the most power, right? So as I'm looking to rent a motorcycle, I see that they have the Sportster that's like 5 minutes away from my house, you know, at the Eagle Rider destination, at the Eagle Rider shop that's closest to my house, you know, about 5 minutes away. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Instead of trying to rent the 250 and ride it over the highway, you know, being scared and stuff like that, I'm just gonna rent this 883, take my time, and just be all groovy, you know. But that was not the case at all. Signed the paperwork for this 883, you know. And before I even signed the paperwork, it was rain. Let me tell you that it was raining, right? Not too bad, but it was gonna be a rainy weekend, you know. And before I even signed the paperwork to be like, all right, I'm taking this for the next 2 days, the guy who was helping me, he was like, I see that the weather's bad outside, so I know you had this reservation for today, but we could what's the word? We could postpone this reservation until like a year from now, and you come back any day where it's better weather, and you're like, hey, and you ask us, hey, do you have the bike? I'd like to rent the bike, and then we can get you squared away, and you'll go enjoy your weekend, right? I don't know why. I absolutely don't know why I didn't take him up on that offer. You know, I think it was because I was very, very, very excited to rent this bike, and I knew that I wouldn't let anything stop me, you know? So I'm like, yeah, you know, let's do it, you know, fuck whatever, dude, what's up? You know, let's go rent this motorcycle. And not 50 feet away from the shop, I crashed the bike. You know, and there's two stories to this. There's two stories to this. The unofficial story is that a dog ran in front of me, and I swerved, and then I lost control of the bike, and yep, I just towed it, or you know, walked it back to the shop. That's the unofficial story. The real story, what really happened, because I'm gonna tell you guys what really happened, because you know, laugh at my pain, right? Why not, right? Learn from my mistakes. Mind you, in order to get my license, I had to pass the course, right? And we rode on a small powered bike, right? I don't know the exact power of the bike, but if I had to guess, it'd probably be like a 300, you know? Nothing too extraordinary, something easy to handle, something easy to grasp, right? Now me being me, and me being very, 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 very excited, I'm like, all right, let's hop on this 883, because I remember how to ride, and I got this shit, you know, and yeah. So I put the bike in first gear, and the sheer power of this bike was too much for me. I added I hit the throttle a little bit, and the only way, the best way that I can paint the picture of what exactly happened when I was on this bike is, you know, when you're in a car, right? When you're in like a super fastest car, and you know, you're hitting 20, and then all of a sudden, your buddy or whoever you're driving with stomps on the gas, right? And you get that jolty feeling. Yeah, that's what happened to me on the bike. I hit the throttle a little bit, and that gust of wind made me roll the throttle back. So I'm gonna try to illustrate it as I'm driving on the highway. We're coming to a stop, so I can do this. So I have put the bike in first gear, you know, ease off to the clutch, and I apply a little bit of throttle. But as I'm going, I don't know if you can see my wrist turning, but as I'm going, the bike jolts me back, and I whiskey throttled. You like that? I whiskey throttled it, and the floor is wet. I slid, and I got some boo-boos. I got some boo-boos, you know. I probably have like a picture pop up here, you know, of how it looked, you know, like 2 days out. But I'll show you right now, and it's on my left side. The bike slid onto my left side. Nothing severely was damaged, you know, like no broken anything, but I did get like a nice few scrapes. So this is my elbow, you know, completely, the scabbing is over. I peeled that off, you know, and yeah, this is the aftermath. This has been about like a week. Tomorrow, today's Thursday. Tomorrow makes it 3 weeks after this incident. So yeah, that's what happened. That's why I haven't uploaded a video. But to make matters even more entertaining, last week I went to Sky Zone. Well, last week, you know, was a fun weekend. Me and my buddies, we went rock climbing, you know, me and my buddies and my girl, we went rock climbing and stuff like that. You know, wanted to get out of the house, wanted to do something new. You know, we went rock climbing. Rock climbing was amazing. It was my second time going ever, and I absolutely love rock climbing. You know, such an adrenaline rush. But after rock climbing, we decided to go to Sky Zone. You know, the place with the trampolines where, you know, dodgeball, shit like that. Yeah. Decided to go to Sky Zone. We paid for an hour, right? And towards the ending of the hour, we were in the free-for-all jumping trampoline area. I don't know how you want to describe it, but basically where you could just jump and without a care in the world. So this random guy was doing backflips. You know, he was big. He was doing backflips perfectly, and then everyone was trying to imitate him. You know, we were all like, all right, let's try to do backflips. You know, and I made it a goal for myself that day to conquer any fears that were in my head. You know, so for rock climbing, you know, climbing up the walls wasn't an issue for me, but I did have a fear of letting go and letting the bungee system catch me and slowly bring me down. I had a fear of doing that, but eventually I conquered that fear, and I got to the top and I let myself fall down, and it was amazing. You know, I absolutely love it. So at Sky Zone, the fear was to do a backflip, or the fear was to do any type of tricks, you know, because I'm not a gymnastic, you know, I'm black, and I'm a bodybuilder. I don't flip in the air and all that good stuff. No. So I told myself, all right, let's do some backflips, you know, and conquer some fears. So because I had a fear of doing backflips, you know, it was the day of conquering fears. I'm like, all right, let's do some motherfucking backflips. So I did one. I successfully landed it, and everyone was so hyped. They were like, oh, that's right, oh, yeah. Whatever. And a friend of mine encouraged me to do another one because he was a little timid of doing it himself. So he was like, yo, you do one, and then immediately after you, I'll do one. So that was the plan. So as I'm doing as I'm jumping, trying to get as much air as possible just so I can, you know, have a smooth transition while I'm in the air. Yeah, I got high enough to the point where I felt like, okay, I'm gonna do it. This is the time to do it, and I'm gonna do it. So jump, try to do a backflip, and I land on my finger and my neck, the left side of my neck a little bit. And, you know, I unravel myself, and it turns out my finger, I was pointing at a friend, but I was pointing at another friend, if that makes sense, you know? So I was going like this, but this finger, my left index finger, was not pointing in the direction that I wanted to point to, if that makes sense. It was pointing up. So we went to the ER and I dislocated my left middle finger. You know, stuff happens. You know, haven't been to the gym in like a week, almost a week because of this. You know, trying to let myself heal, and I'm just not coming back from the orthopedics at a nearby hospital. So yeah, it's been a fun 3 weeks. You know, just hoping to get better. And you know what? The doctor told me that. So this finger's swollen. You can't see it, but this finger's swollen. I probably have some pictures rolling around because I do have pictures. But this finger's swollen. She told me that it's gonna take about a year. Like it usually takes up a year for swellings in fingers to go down. Like, wow, I did not know that. And so right now I'm in a buddy splint. Basically, this prevents me from getting the finger caught, injuring it more while I'm on the job doing whatever. And I'm supposed to keep this splint for about 3 weeks. Yep, keep the splint for about 3 weeks. And while I'm in the splint, I need to try to make a closed fist. Now she told me if I'm not able to make a closed fist, like I'll show you, like, that's probably the most that I can do. And maybe you can see that. There we go. Maybe you see, like I'm almost there. But she's like, if in a week you can't make a closed fist, call me, and then I'm gonna have to send you to PT. So we'll see what happens. You know, I plan to be vlogging this rehab situation and trying to have motivation to go to the gym, because I really don't want to hurt myself at the gym. But if I go to the gym, I will 100% show you some clips of me trying to complete workouts with this on. You know, probably throw in some tips. I don't know. But yeah, this is what's been going on for the past 3 weeks. I think I'm gonna head to the gym now, probably do some cardio, you know, sweat it out a little bit. I don't know. I'm not really wearing the appropriate shoes, so maybe I can go home. I'll go home, change my shoes and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's 9:30 a.m. at the moment, headed to the gym, and yeah, that's what's been going on for the past 3 weeks. So I have some projects coming out. Oh, I have a project coming out, and that should be up very soon, very, very soon. Sneak peek, it's about mentality and stuff like that. So, yes, this has been me talking and driving as I usually do. I think this is like my favorite, how I like it. I don't know what I'm saying now, but anyways, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. This wasn't as entertaining as I would love it to be, but you know, with being in a buddy splint and you know, having scrapes and stuff all on my left side, there's not much that I can do to be entertaining at this very moment, but that will change. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you watched it all. But yeah, thanks for keeping up with me.